So anyway, as I was saying, there at the end of the movie, there's this like big explosion. You know, there's a big fight. There's some Chinese, there's some Chinese drug smugglers that are swooping down like ninjas, dressed like ninjas, and killing people. Then they're killing the ninjas, and then there's I can't remember that black guy, that actor's name. Jeez, I should have wrote it down. But anyway, him and this other guy, they're there trying to control the situation. You know, they're also like, you know, like, I don't know, like, what would you call them, like muscle men or something? They get in there and take care of things, but they were so scattered themselves too. So it was just like all over the place. Everybody was getting shot at. I was surprised everybody didn't die, but of course the main characters, you know, made it out alive. You got Sal Silver, played by James Franco, laying down on the ground like he's dead, and there's a fire all in there, and then Seth Rogen comes in, Dale Denton comes in and picks him up. He's like picking him up and like rescuing him, coming out of the warehouse. Warehouse is like blaze of fire and explosion behind him. So this guy tried to be like a blockbuster movie, you know. Oh my God, it was just so crazy, for real. So yeah, guys. Pineapple Express. Excuse me. I did like it, but like I said, I didn't like the the innuendos. You know, a lot of these straight actors will do these supposed what they call gay or homosexual comments, like they're attracted to each other in movies, when they're really not. I mean, well, they say they're not outside of the movie screen. So it's weird, and that seems to be a trend in movies, in Hollywood movies. You know, I don't understand what that's about. Well, yeah, I do understand what that's about. Hollywood latches on to trends. So one year or whatever, black people are popular, you know. Whatever they term black as being, whatever, as long as you're brown. Because definitely they don't term black as having natural hair, because there's a lot of black people without natural hair. But anyway, it's just funny. It's like there's a trend every year, like I'm saying. One trend, it's like black people are popular. One trend is like gay people are popular. And then there's another trend where transsexuals are popular. And then there's another trend where, you know, it just goes on and on and on in Hollywood. Like they're trying to make you feel like, oh, we accept everybody. But the way that they do it is just like in such a disgusting way sometimes to me. And it just kind of negates gays, you know, lesbians, you know, bisexuals for that matter, transgenders, transsexuals, all those categories. I mean, we put them in these stereotypical roles. When you spend the day in the life of someone who's homosexual, lesbian, whatever, they're not going to be like what you'd see on movies or in TV shows, just like any other person. Just like me, I'm black, I have natural hair, you know, I wear makeup sometimes, you know, and I don't talk in the Ebonics vernacular. So, I mean, these stereotypes need to just go out the window because they're irrelevant. They do nothing but cripple us. And that's the point of me analyzing and talking about these movies. And I know I do them in such a simplistic way, but I just want people to realize what they're spending their money on before they go out to see it sometimes. Sometimes people just go, oh, wow, it's so-and-so, it's Seth Rogen, it's James Franco, it's Danny McBride, it's Rosie Perez. You know, they get hyped up in the whole Hollywood, this is this guy who played in this movie. you know, I'm so tired of going to the movies, and I don't go to the movies because I can't afford it too, but there hasn't really been anything out that I've been interested in seeing, really. I mean, because it's like, seems like a lot of it's the same old stuff rehashed over and over again, but put new people in there so that we can see that it's a brand new, like, presentation for us to see it. So, yeah, I want to also mention that for Pineapple Express, it said the budget of it was $27 million, and then the box office pulled in $101.6 million. So yeah, they make a lot of money on these movies. I mean, just imagine what would happen once cannabis became legal all over worldwide. They would be just making tons of these kind of movies, and people, you know, I kind of feel like, you know, I mentioned it in another video in my another show, Cannabis Movie Show. Can't remember which episode, but I just feel like, because next year, California, we can vote on whether or not to fully legalize cannabis. And I just feel like once cannabis is fully legalized pretty much everywhere, then I don't think all mayhem and craziness and looting and killing and shooting and, you know, more divorces, I don't think all that kind of crap's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is people who befriend someone who uses cannabis on a daily basis and sees that it's not like destroying their lives, that it's actually helping them to thrive and flourish, they're going to see that it's not a big deal. Right now they can't really see it because it's not technically completely legal. I mean, on the state level here in California, it's legal medicinally. But, you know, still on the federal level, they're just kind of like, you know, not wanting to make the move because they, you know, they know that cannabis heals a lot of ills. There has been research that cannabis can heal certain cancers. So, I don't know which ones specifically, and I'll show you a personal experience. I didn't get diagnosed with breast cancer, but I experienced, you know, some lumps in my breast that I've read and did my research on that was cancer, breast cancer, the lumps. So, you know, when I noticed that, I was already partaking in cannabis, but I, like, changed my diet 160. I went completely raw foodist. I juiced a lot. I also, like, got to the point where I became a fruitarian. And then I was a fruitarian for, like, a year almost. Yeah, no, it was completely a year. Yeah, I was bringing smoothies and what have you. Anyway, so I think in a combination of how I was eating, I was doing more yoga, you know, I was walking, and along with the cannabis, and that helped to heal it, because I don't have that anymore. It no longer is in my body, so I don't feel like I need to have a doctor diagnose me and say this is what you have to know that this is what I have all the time. You know, I get online, I find something, search my body, find something under this abnormal, I look it up and I do my research, you know. And I'm not saying that totally ignore doctors and what they suggest for you to do, but I think it's good to empower yourself and do your own research. After your doctor has told you what your diagnosis is, I think you should empower yourself and get online, go to libraries, go buy books, go to the bookstore, and find out as much information as you can about what's going on with your body. That's the best way to find out and learn more about your body. So anyway, very impassioned show. I know today it was just supposed to be Cannabis in Movies. And yeah, it's getting a little bit, it can get a little touchy because not everybody had a positive experience with cannabis. My first time was very positive. You know, I didn't partake in cannabis until I was 27 years old. And it was a very reflective experience for me. And it was a very spiritual experience for me as well. It opened my mind up to other ways of thinking, other ways of healing. I mean, I thought that if this plant can make me feel this way, make my body feel like, just feel really nice, you know, pain-free, you know, where I'm able to get around and get stuff done around the house, do my artwork, and, you know, interact with my family without being grouchy and in pain all the time. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up and just let you know that I think everybody should just make their own decisions based on how they feel intuitively. Intuitively, cannabis works for me. I feel that. You know, I had no doubts from the moment I first tried it. I knew. So it worked out for me. 27, you know, started. Now I'm 41 years old. So, I mean, I'm still doing good, and I'm doing a lot better, actually. You know, and just want to add one more thing is I have dyslexia, so remembering things and, you know, being able to pull thoughts and ideas together sometimes can get a little challenging for me sometimes. But some of the cannabis is aided in it. I mean, people seem to think that when you smoke cannabis, you're going to turn into this idiot or, you know, just the puddle of goo or not be able to do anything and just not be able to think. Like, you know, we're frying our brain or something. I know, I'll tell you what's frying your brain is those chemicals you're putting on your head. Anyway, that's another story. But yeah, thank you guys for coming by and listening to this episode of Cannabis in Movies, where I rated Pineapple Express, and it also talked about, you know, my personal experiences and everything. So just remember that whenever you watch any of my videos, just know that it's coming from my own personal experience. And your personal experience is your very own. And that's all there is to it. It's just your very own. So just key into what you are about, not what anybody else is about. Alright guys, thank you. Stay tuned for next show. Next show, let's see, I want to do the movie Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Alright, thanks for joining me. Peace. And thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing.